everyone, Lau here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video, which is the whole part of last video that I uploaded. Yes, it was another, toy hunting in Japan video. I went to the Nakano Broadway, which by the way was really just one train station away from our Airbnb. Higashi Nakano was where we were set, and Nakano, the station, is where the Nakano Broadway is located. I explained it a little bit in last video. It's a actually it's a mall. It's a mall with lots of different stores, but many of these stores are geared towards vintage toy collectors or toy collectors in general. There's also new stuff. There's also anime figurines and all of that. I found a lot of cute stuff, and yeah, so I did not include the haul in this video before, but I will have a separate video, which is this. So let's start with what I found. Okay, the haul. Unfortunately, I have to say, I was hoping, though I had my hopes up for finding vintage girl toys from the US, so what I'm mainly collecting, more at the Mandarake Plastic store, because I've seen videos and photos and all of that with the cabinets full of My Little Ponies and Little Pretties and whatever, all of that cute stuff, Polly Pockets, whatsoever. But I found that cabinet where they usually are, but it's full of that. But there was almost nothing in there. They had the big G1 My Little Pony the set, the party gift pack there for an incredible high amount of money. And then a couple of, I don't know what, G3 babies or so. There wasn't really anything in that store, so I was a little bit bummed, because that was something that I was looking forward to the most at Nakano Broadway. But luckily for me, I was also looking for vintage Licca-chan and all of that, but luckily for me, for my pony and all of that loving a person inside me, there was another store that had vintage US 80s 90s girl toys, and that was the Toy Robot. I think it was called Toy Robot, and I bought two things there. The first thing, yes, a G1 My Little Pony. There weren't even that many in this cabinet as well, maybe a handful or so. But one of them I did not have. It's a So Soft pony, and the So Soft ponies, you've heard me talking about that for so often already, are not my super favorite sets. They were never released in Europe, so I also never had one as a child, so there's not really a childhood connection to them. They're flocked ponies. Of course, the flocking comes on top of the body, so it makes them a little even more chunky, and it also takes away a little bit of the coloring underneath. These ponies are super vibrant, but as all G1 ponies were flocked with white, it always makes them super pastel, but it takes away a lot of the color, and you also can't see the symbol as good. So I held off of collecting them mostly for the first years of my collecting journey, also because you don't find them here in Germany, just online from the US. But now I've gotten into that because I have a lot of other ponies already, so now I'm also interested in getting most of the So Softs, not necessarily the ones where there was also a non-So Soft version of I don't know what, Cherry's Jubilee or something, but especially I want the ones where there's no other version. And Lofty is one of those. Yeah, I picked up Lofty. So Soft ponies were released more towards the beginning of the pony line. So she's from year 4, so that's 85, 86. She's from the first set of the So Soft ponies, which was a ginormous set. And she's also one of the first 16 that were released. And then there was another batch in the first set. And then the year after there was a second set. So there's a lot of So Soft ponies. But yeah, Lofty is this yellow pony, monochromatic, so also yellow body and yellow hair. It has this hot air balloon and the stars. There is a baby Lofty, but also baby Lofty was never released in Europe. Baby Lofty is actually here we have it, a Betty Bye pony. So here's mommy and baby together. Oh, so cute. But they look really nice together. She's also super pastel. Yellow, and also a lot of people don't like the Betty Bye eyes, but this pose I don't mind. So I think the worst of the Petty by Eye poses is the Earth Pony pose. The Pegasus pose and the Unicorn pose are quite cute. Of course, Mom Lofty is also a Pegasus pony. I think this is even called a Lofty pose, so this was probably the first pony released in this specific pose, or one of the first ones. So because in the same set there was also North Star, but for whatever reason you call this pose the Lofty pose. She has curly hair or wavy hair, still factory curl. I have washed her, so I have also washed all of the toys that I've bought once I've gotten back. It took a while until I had done everything, but you know, and this So Soft pony is in a really nice condition. My thing also with So Soft ponies is that they don't look good when there's a lot of, you know, when the flocking is missing on a lot of parts, when the flocking has, you know, gotten yellow. I mean, this pony is a yellow pony anyways, but you mostly often see then that the glue in between pony and flocking has gotten yellow and all of that. And no, I don't think that any of that has happened really to this pony. You can see definitely a difference in head and body, but I can never really tell because the flocking on the head sometimes just looks different than on the body. I don't know if this is necessarily something from age, but it doesn't bug me. And she has almost no flocking missing. There's a little bit of rub like on the hooves or something, but not even the ears or so. So she's in really nice condition. She was not necessarily cheap or anything, but for a So Soft pony that I don't have in a very nice condition, I like to pay that. So a little bit of factory curl still left, and that was like, I was like, oh, thank goodness, at least there's a pony I don't have, and I'm super happy to add her to my collection. Which is it actually meant to be like this or like this? I think this is how she's meant to stand. Yeah, Lofty. And then I discovered there's another toy was also hidden in one of the glass cabinets there. That's another thing. You can't just like go and grab things. You have to get an employee that opens up all of the cabinets, and then, I mean, you cannot even just look at them. When you get something out of the cabinets, they also expect you to buy it. It's a little like, because sometimes I just wanted to, you know, look at things, because, I mean, you have to check for, like, you know, condition and all of that. But then it was like, they seemed not really happy when I put things back. I don't know. It seems like when you have decided and you want it, they take it out, then you have to buy it. I don't know. Whatever, I knew I would want to buy this. Yes, I found a keeper. And at first I was totally overlooking it when I first like looked through all of the cabinets, but in the second round I saw it. I mean, maybe I didn't see it because it's not necessarily pastel. It's a black one, but yeah, it's a little baby keeper from the first wave actually of keepers, which I don't have any of. So here in Germany you mostly actually find the second wave keepers. You can always see them, like recognize them. They have glitter in their eyes and they have longer like hair. And this one you can see it still just has a little forelock, and it does not have a glitter in the eye. And mostly the first wave keepers also have more primary colors. So there's orange and I don't know what, red and yellows and stuff like that, and even a black one here, which makes sense for a penguin. But like, yeah, so I don't know, I rarely find anything from the first wave of keepers, though maybe just the second wave was released in Germany. In Europe I'm pretty sure also the first wave was released, very sure, I know it for a fact. Yeah, but I grabbed this one. This is called Kazoo. So this little baby keeper is called Kazoo. So keepers, you know, it's a toy line where you have either the big keepers where you have a key, key keepers, that you can unlock a compartment and put stuff in, or it's the baby keepers. They're a little more soft and rubbery, and they are a little bit like a, you know, piggy bank or coin purse or something. So you can hide your little belongings in there, and then they have this thing you can take off and then get it out. The surprise actually with this one was that the brush was hidden inside him. So it was really just, I was just like, there's something rattling, I don't know, I hope it's something that belongs to him. Yeah, it's the little brush. So it is the keeper's brush that belongs to little Kazoo. So the keepers were like made by Tonka in the 80s, of course, 86, the first wave, up until like 92, I think that was the last wave, which was then just released in Europe. But no, this is from the first wave, so it's probably from 86, or maybe it was in the stores then in 87. And I also have an adult penguin, but I have the adult penguin from the second wave, which has more like, is more colorful. There's multiple different colorways of the adult keeper. I have the purple one. In the first wave, the adult, you know, it's about this size, adult penguin keeper was also black. But this little baby was only released in this colorway. For the second wave, they just did not think about the baby. They didn't release any baby keepers for the second wave of the penguins. So if you want a baby keeper penguin, you have to go with the first wave with this color. There's no purple one or something of this mold. It is very, very, very cute, although it is black. I mean, look at these little cute eyes and the beak. It's in a sitting position. It's like it has little shoes on with lace socks and little bloomers or something, little buttons here in the front. It has just a little like lock of you know, white hair, normal white nylon hair, and then it has these music notes on it. And also the adult is also like, you know, music themed. I think the adult has also a name that has something to do with music. I don't remember, jazz or something. I have forgotten. But yeah, this one is little kazoo, and I'm super happy. This is something, as I said, first wave keepers. Probably I could get it from somewhere in Europe, but I'm pretty sure in Germany they were not available. So, and I've never seen it. I would say it's one of the more rare baby keepers to find. So, very happy about this. Don't remember the price. It was less expensive than the pony, definitely. I mean, the pony was 3,800 or 3,500 or something, which is like 25 euro or something. I don't know. Or 28 or whatever. It's in the 20 to 30 euro range, and this one was then maybe 1,000 yen less. So maybe this is in the 15 to 20 euro range, what I paid for. As I said, these are not Japanese toys. They were imported. This is a big store. It's a chain. They, of course, don't have flea market prices. So I did not expect that. And I was willing to pay this for two items that I'm super happy about. I found other stuff in, as I said, completely different stores. For example, these Yum Yum plushies, which are keychains, which are what is it called? iPad holders or whatever. iPod holders from the 2000s. And yes, these are the same ones that I also saw at Spiral. If you remember the toy hunt at Spiral in the very beginning, I showed them. I did not buy any of them. I found them a little bit too expensive. But here I found a lot of them, and they had them all across every store there, pretty much in package. I just took them out of the packages so you could see them better, and it makes the still have the tags and all. And each of them just cost 300 yen, which is like 2 euro. 2 euro for each of them. What are they? They are Yum Yums, though they are not the original Yum Yums from the 80s. They are the Yum Yums from, you know, the relaunch of Yum Yums in the 2010s in Japan. Yeah, maybe you are familiar and have heard about Yum Yums toy line. They are a plush toy line from, they were designed by, I think, Hallmark. So same as Rainbow Bright, and then licensed out to a toy company, which I don't even remember which toy company made them. Kenner? I don't remember right now. But they are like bigger plush toys. That was probably also merchandise. But apart from that, I mean, not too much else. But for whatever reason, in I think 2011, the license got picked up by a Japanese company. And then they started producing Yum Yums again in 2011. If you had like merchandise items, it was still the old 90s, 80s artwork. So like this, it might be a new artwork, but it's definitely in the style of the 80s Yum Yums. They also made plushies, they made also toys, but mostly it was merchandise items, and they also invented new characters. So these 3, for example, are from the new characters. So not just the same old characters from the 80s, but a couple of additional ones. And why do I say it's an iPod case? I mean, you could read that, it says it. Yeah, here, you could put your iPod in there. I never had one, but 2011, I mean, that checks. That was the time when people still had iPods, especially in Japan. But you could also just use it as a, keychain, strap it to your backpack or something, Yum Yums were also scented, and these are also scented. I did not expect it because they were in plastic bags, but when I packed my luggage, my suitcase and all, I was like, I don't want to have like all this additional wrapping and all of that, so I took it off. And then I was like, oh my god, they are extremely scented. I cannot say if they have a different scent to them, or this is blueberry while this is strawberry or something. I think they all smell the same, but they smell very, very sweet. And I didn't necessarily pick them up just to keep them all for myself. Maybe I keep one. But I was like also, I can also just give this to other people because this is something Japan exclusive. Yes, not vintage. I mean, also already quite old, 2011, that's over 10 years ago. So it's interesting. It was the first time when I was in Japan, was 2011. I didn't notice these back then, but yeah, so we have the 3 characters here. Let me see, I think I wrote down what they're called. The white one is called Fudgy Wudgy Bunny. We've got the pink one, which is Pinky Kitty. And we've got the purple one, which is Blooper Bear. So there was more. These are the new invented characters that look like toppings because they have the cherry on top here. But they also made the keychains of the original, like Yum Yum's characters. I think these are then directly called the toppins because they look like toppings. They have toppings on the head. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I mean, that's something specifically Japanese based on an 80s property, etc., etc. So maybe I give them to a couple of my friends, like maybe Mikuru wants one, or I give one to, it depends. I don't know. It really depends. So I just thought, I mean, they're very inexpensive. I should have picked up more. I should have just picked up more, but I was like, which colors? I take the cutest colors. And yeah, so these little I don't want to even say reproductions, more like a relaunch of the line of the Yum Yums with tons of merchandise. So very interesting. Then maybe I continue with all of them with the non-doll things. And then we get to, Licca and Jenny and stuff. Because I picked, well, this is also a doll, but yeah, I picked up something super small. Maybe you saw it in the footage. There was this the set of the 2 super small Kewpie dolls. And I just immediately had to think of one of my colleagues, who really likes the Kewpie dolls. She kind of collects them, not in a big way, but I was like, oh, it's a very inexpensive set of 2 little teeny tiny Kewpie dolls, so I can keep one and I can give one to my colleague. And she already has it. She was super happy about it, so that's why I am only left with one here to show you. But yeah, I mean, Kewpie dolls, maybe you've heard of them. They are pretty popular in Japan still. Technically, they were invented like in I don't know, almost 100 years ago. But it was, I think, a comic strip or so by an American, woman comic artist. She then wanted to have them produced as little dolls. That was in 1913 or something, 1912. So over 100 years ago. First production of them was in Germany, I even think, but for a very long time they were produced in Japan. It's how I think also they got really like popular in Japan. There's even a food that has the little Kewpie doll as a what is it called, as a mascot. It's mayonnaise, Kewpie mayonnaise, and I think even other stuff as well, worldwide as well. But you know, they come in all different sizes, and even they are really popular, you know, with also the art toy community and blah blah blah. There's all sorts of blind bag Kewpie style dolls and blah blah blah. This is like just the typical, you know, what a Kewpie doll looks like, just super miniature. I don't know where this comes from. I don't know if it was a food premium inside of the Kewpie mayonnaise in Japan. I have no idea. I just thought of my colleague and I was like, okay, then I can also have one teeny tiny little Kewpie doll, and it's something specific to Japan, I would say. At least I consider it specific to Japan. And I picked up 2 more things that are more specific to Japan, which I'm not usually a collector of Japanese toys. Hence why I pick up Western toys, even though I'm in Japan. But I saw these, and I saw these so often in so many like cabinets all across the Nakano Broadway. I just found them super cute. I had no idea what they were or where they come from or what they are, like what mascots they are. I was assuming they're some kind of mascots or maybe of a children's TV, like cartoon show or whatever. These little elephants here. I found them in this size and bigger sizes. Sometimes they had, you know, baseball uniforms on or whatever. So I like saw them in many different stores, and very often they were very inexpensive, and I chose the ones that were the most inexpensive. These were together a set, and I think they just cost like 400 yen, the set together, which is like €3 or something together. So of course I picked them, and afterwards my friend Michi, Sato and I, we started researching a little bit. And I mean, Sato's living in Japan and she was also not very familiar what they are. She knew them from the look, but what are they actually? They actually are the little mascot characters of a pharmacy chain in Japan. Yeah, they are called, I mean, this was the first one, was like invented for this pharmacy, and it's Sato-chan. And it's funny that I was like, we were there like with my friend Sato. I mean, she's not really called Sato. Actually, my friend Sato is also called Laura, same as I. But I call her Sato because I got to know her like this. And then we found out that this is Sato-chan. It's also Sato. So it is, did I write it down? I'm not sure if the pharmacy is also called Sato Pharmacy, but I think so. You especially find like all sorts of medicine from this company, from this pharmaceutical company, and it always says Sato on it. So Michi bought a nose spray against her, like she had a little bit of cold during our stay there, and so she bought a spray for her nose, for her stuffed nose, from this company, from Sato. And it also shows always a little elephant also on the logo. Not necessarily like this, but you know, Japan is like everything has to be cute and everything has to be kawaii, and so they invented this mascot, which was very popular with children, with adults. And at one point in the 80s they invented they added a female character to it. The female character is Satoko. Also Sato and Satoko, so Sato-chan and Satoko-chan. And yeah, you find them often also as big statues outside of pharmacies when they are like separate stores there or something. And they have like, they had ties with, you know, a basketball, like, not basketball, sorry, with the baseball, you know, with the baseball players and whatever. That's why, I don't know, I found, you know, some of them wearing baseball uniforms. Baseball is the most like popular sport in Japan. I can tell you that. It's not soccer or anything. It's baseball, and I don't know. You find them everywhere. I don't specifically know where these two come from. I mean, they're hollow. Maybe they were sitting on top of a medicine bottle or something when you got them. I don't know. But I found them super cute, and I thought these are something, I mean, inexpensive, that I can pick up. I mean, I picked up a lot of expensive things, so something inexpensive that I can pick up that is specifically Japanese. Let's come to other Japanese specific things, because yeah, the main thing that I picked up then in Nakano Broadway were dolls, Japanese dolls. So I already, maybe you remember from one of the last videos, I already bought this Licca-chan new in box. So at Toys R Us. So this is a new Licca-chan. but I was like determined. That was one of my goals when I go to Japan. I also want an older Licca-chan and also Jenny. At least one Jenny, at least one Licca-chan, so vintage one. And I found that. So from Nakano Broadway, all of that is Nakano Broadway. I mean, from Mandarake Plastic, I picked up this Licca-chan. Oh no! This Licca-chan, I took her boots off because they are kind of sticky on her legs. I have to do something about that. But yeah, this Licca-chan doll and this Jenny doll. Yeah, I haven't addressed her because I want to show you how I got them really. And I've also not decided what I'm gonna do with them, but they're all washed and cleaned and all. But I just can't get into these boots deep enough because they're still a little sticky on the inside. So I haven't put them back on. I have to get myself maybe some pipe cleaners or something that I can get a little closer in them. Yeah, my goal was that as I said, find some older Jenny and Licca dolls, and that especially when it's a Licca-chan doll, it looks very different to the one that I already have. And I think I managed that. They look very different, so that's good. So even the skin color is different. The eyes look very different. A very brown, very light eyes here. Also hair color and even fashion style wise, these are very, very, very different. And I was hoping that this, because she's a little more tan than usual Licca-chan dolls. Not super tan, but I mean, way more than nowadays most dolls in Japan. So I was hoping she would be maybe even 90s. I think she's 2003. So she's, I don't know, that technically is 20 years old. So I guess it counts as vintage. Apparently, this is even her outfit. I mean, I'm not... So yeah, she is wearing her original outfit. Well, I mean, the shoes here, let's put the sticky shoes on for the sake of the outfit. For the sake of the video. And that was the only reason why I could identify her. I just Google Lens searched her and she came up as being the 2003 Nagoya girl Matsukazai, what is it called? Matsuzakaya x JJ x Takara Licca-chan. Wow, yeah, she's a collaboration. She's a collaboration with a big department store in Japan, which is called Matsuzakaya, apparently. I've never heard of that, but it's apparently a big department store chain in Japan, which in Nagoya is apparently the oldest one, which is existing since 1611. Since 1611. So it's one of the oldest department stores in the world. And that's why she's apparently called Nagoya Girl, because there's this specific like main location of this department store. And JJ, which is, I mean, it's a collaboration between Licca-chan, JJ, and this department store. And JJ is a fashion magazine in Japan. It's more a conservative fashion magazine, so none that I would ever have picked up. But apparently, yeah, this department store, the Japanese magazine, and Licca-chan were collaborating in 2003 for this doll. And I think she has a really nice outfit. Yeah, I mean, maybe a little conservative, but still very, very cute. So she has this puffer jacket with a real like hood at the back, so she could put it on. It has a real zipper. It zip closes. You can close it. She has a little. This is just an elastic like necklace. She has a short sleeve or like sleeveless turtleneck top, and then this little like skirt, which has has some what's it called? I don't know, folds. I cannot remember right now. I'm stupid. My English brain is not functioning right now. But you know, here I don't also remember in German. This is called Hahnentritt. This pattern. I don't know what's called in English. Yeah, and then these shoes. I think she's really nice. Her hair is super soft. When I saw her laying in the cabinet, I was thinking, oh, maybe her hair is a weird quality, but it's not. It's just a super soft nylon, I think. And this is a color of hair that you see Licca-chan very often with, you know, more of this darker blonde, milk tea blonde, something like that. And yeah, body-wise, she is similar to any other Licca-chan doll. She has the like bendy knees, but they're not clicking. And it's the same as with the arms. Though she can't do the arms outwards like the newer one, she can only do back and forth. And it's also a little bendy, so. Head is not on a ball joint. She can only look left and right. That's why I think just in recent years they added a ball joint to the head. So yeah, Licca-chan. Her legs are weird, I have to say. When you bend them like I did, I shouldn't probably do that much more, then it gets like these white creases, and that's why I also think it's a different type of leg than my other Licca-chan. That's why I think it's a weird material that probably reacted with the shoes, so that legs and shoes both got very sticky. When I took them off, it was really like, ew, not very nice, sticky. I could wipe everything off, so I washed it. So I probably will not bend her legs anymore. I think it's a different material. Don't know if it's a different material just for this doll, or if it was a different material that was used back then for Licca-chan's body. So these then were the only Licca-chan dolls. There's no more Licca-chan dolls, which I'm a little bit, maybe I should have picked up at least one more, but I was way more interested in the Jennies, to be quite honest. I think I prefer Jenny over Licca-chan. Licca-chan is of course younger. She's more Skipper-like, although even I have the feeling younger than Skipper. And Jenny is technically not from the same, or like originally not from the same line. Right now they are kind of like produced in the same line. They're from the same company. Both are made by Takara, or nowadays Takara Tomy. But originally they were not necessarily in the same line. Jenny was its own line and Licca was its own line. Because Jenny actually has a history with Barbie. So when Mattel found out, like, really, Japan doesn't really like the typical Barbies. It's not their aesthetic, the curvaceous blonde beach bomb and all of that, or whatever, superstar. They were like, okay, we should collaborate with a Japanese toy manufacturer and bring Barbie to Japan the way Japanese people like their dolls, their fashion dolls. And so they did. They collaborated in the early 80s with Takara and brought out the Takara Barbies. They looked like this. Not necessarily exactly like this doll, but with this face, or a very, very similar face. And with never really super light blonde hair or something, with these types of hair colors. And and they were called Barbie, and also there was also Ken and all of that. But that didn't last super long. I think it was successful. People liked them, but for what, I don't remember why. But at one point in the 80s, I think in the late 80s also, Mattel stopped the collaboration with Takara and went over to Bandai to produce also Bandai Barbies. They're called more Maba Barbies, Mattel Bandai. But the Takara Barbies, they were still kind of produced, just then under a different name. They just renamed Barbie to Jenny. It's like, okay, now she's a star or a singer or something, and Jenny is her new like VIP name or something like that, So she became Jenny, and that's what all of these years Jenny came out. Jenny, her friends, Jenny and her boyfriends, and all of that. There was a period of time when there were no Jenny dolls released. I don't know exactly when that was. I think it started sometime in the 2000s. But I think a couple years back, they have now reintroduced Jenny, but in the Licca-chan line. So you've got these hashtag Licca dolls, which are taller and are actually their Jenny dolls. So, but no, this is definitely an older one. I'm super happy I picked up this one because I could see it. I was like, that hair, that mullet, that must be 80s. Also, the face, you can just, I could just see that this is probably something from the 80s or at least 90s. No fashion on, she was also less expensive. Also, she had a blue nose, and I've seen a lot of Jenny and Licca-chan dolls that had like darker noses. I was like, oh, maybe that's something when they disintegrate, it starts with a nose or something, but no, I could just wipe it off. I don't know. It's difficult to identify these Takara dolls for me, but with this one I think I found out what she was, especially as I didn't have the outfit. With the other one, of course, I could identify because of the outfit, but I think by the hairstyle and the way the face is printed, though, a lot of the faces look very, very, very the same, very much the same. I think this is the Takara Koisuru Jenny, Kuru Kuru Cute Curl Jenny, from 1986. She might have been released also in the following years, maybe up until the early 90s. I'm not sure how much she changed, because I've seen lots of different boxes where they have lots of different dresses on. They always have a, I don't know, floral summer dress or something, or a little longer dress, a little bit princessy looking or whatever. But she came with, you know, she's technically a hair play doll. She has also very interesting hair fiber. I couldn't really do much about it. It's very coarse, it's very rough. So I think this is neither definitely not connect, but neither nylon nor saran or something. It might be acetate. I don't know. It's really rough. It's very similar from the hair fiber, I have the feeling, to like my Malibu Barbie, for example. And I know she has acetate. So I think this might be an acetate hair doll. But I mean, with this mullet, I don't care. It looks cute. I don't need to do much about it. I really like it. But yeah, she came technically with, you know, a curling iron and lots of hair accessories, little clips and all of that. And yeah, and she always had a red box. And this Kuru Kuru Cute Curl Koisuru whatever Jenny. I found that online that said 86, but I've also found another website that said 93. So my guess is that it was not just 1 year, that she was released over and over again with different outfits, and as I don't know what outfit she came with, I don't know. She is obviously taller than a Licca-chan, because she's more meant to be, you know, the Barbie, but she's also smaller than the Barbie, and her body is definitely built differently. Maybe I take out the Barbie as a comparison. And yeah, this is my halfway done midge, whatever. That's why her hair is not fully done, but I mean, body-wise, you can see. She's still smaller than normal Barbie. Gosh, she doesn't have a face. I haven't cut her bangs yet. And also, like, her upper, like, you know, her, like, boobs are a little smaller, and her waist and all of that, and she's a little slimmer and all together. And yeah, not as tall as a typical Barbie. So she will not necessarily fit all of the Barbie fashions, so she will fit better Barbie fashions than Licca-chan. This Licca-chan is like smallest skipper size. I really like her face. I mean, this face, I don't know, there's also not too much white, but I like it more than Licca's face and Licca-chan's eyes. I don't know, I like it more. Very droopy eyes, and looks like the shoujo artwork of the Showa period, like, you know, 70s, 80s shoujo artwork. It's really, really cute. I haven't decided what I put on her, like outfit-wise, but I'm very happy that I apparently picked out really a vintage doll here, like in 80s, 90s. I would more guess she's late 80s. That's what my feelings said immediately when I saw her. And yeah, so the first Jenny that I picked out. Then actually, yeah, I also from the same, like also from the Mandarake directly, I also picked up 2 fashion pieces. They had like a full cabinet of fashion pieces, like loose fashions, but they were all Barbie. They were all vintage 60s, early 60s Barbie, and that's just not the era I collect, and they were also very expensive, so normal prices for those, or higher, I don't know. What I wanted were actually, where aren't there any like Jenny or Licca clothes or anything, but they had this one bin, and I was guessing that those would be Jenny and Licca clothes, and all of them have also the Takara logo in there. Mostly these 2 even already Takara Tomy, so they are not super vintage or anything. I don't necessarily remember when Takara and Tomy became one company. It's maybe like 10-15 years ago or something. So I picked out these cute little fashion pieces. So from the size, I would say they are Licca-chan fashions. This one reminded me so much of, I don't know why, but it reminded me of Sweet Rose's PJ. I don't know, same material, same colors, the rose in the front. Maybe if I have a spare skipper, I can put this on her and put her next to my Sweet Roses PJ or something. And this is just a cute dress, I mean, yeah. And also, that's also this one. Yeah, it also has a Takara Tomy logo. So maybe these dresses are about 10 years old or so, I would guess. Don't remember, these were like 400 yen each or so. So about €3 per dress. I mean, it's probably the same price as you pay for a Barbie dress in an antique mall in the US or so. So not super cheap, but not an exorbitant price or anything. And then there was this other store. I asked if I could film in there, and they were a little bit like, really? Film? Photo? No photo? Film? Okay, I don't know. They were okay. It was super small, so they could see what I was filming, and I was just talking. And in the end, I bought stuff. And this was technically almost my favorite store there, because they had such good prices, and they had things that I wanted. They had a bin of loose, like Licca probably also, but also mostly Jenny dolls, and loose fashions, and also self-made fashions. So and loose shoes. So I grabbed a bunch of stuff. So first of all, two loose dolls that I picked up, another Jenny, and this is, I didn't know what he was. I was just like, okay, he's definitely also from the Takara company. I mean, you can read it at the back. He might be a friend of Jenny, or he might belong into the Licca-chan line or something. And yeah, he belongs into the Licca-chan line. I mean, he's way taller than Licca-chan. He's not her boyfriend or something. Nope, it's her dad. This is Licca-chan's dad, Pierre. And he came actually together with this fashion pack. So I found this was a really good deal. It was 1,000 yen, which is less than €10, for this doll together with a complete fashion pack, which has never been removed out of the package. And there were so many cute like Jenny dolls, and I was really like thinking, should I pick up a brunette one, because I haven't gotten a brunette one and all. But then I decided for her, although she is probably in a not so good condition, but she was just 600 yen, which is like less than €5. And I liked her hair the most, because she has crimped hair, and the hair is in such nice condition. She has really lovely earrings. Her body is somewhat discolored, so meaning that her upper part, for the front upper part of the body, the back not so much, is a little darkened comparing to her skin, but not too much. It is not too much of an issue for me. I don't know, I could try to retrobride this. I don't know if I do. But her legs are very discolored actually. You can see it mostly here, the side, this. I mean, these are all three different colors. The top, then the bottom, and here the legs. And I would say this is probably from sun fading, because she was wearing actually shoes. It was another thing where I was like, oh cool, she's wearing shoes. She comes with shoes, with nothing other than her little panties and her shoes. And when I took off the shoes, you can see that this is actually where she's discolored. Can you see it? It's not super noticeable on camera, but this is her original color here in the front, more red, a little more rosy. And then her legs get very yellow light. But she also has a ring, and she has these super cute earrings. So I was like, oh, and she has this super cute crimped hair. So I wanted her, although I saw that she had the most discoloration in the body. She has, if you look at her face, it is still the absolute same face screening than this girl. So she is definitely the same face mold, and it's the absolute same face screening, so she's definitely also a Jenny. Because sometimes you think, oh, this is a Jenny, and then it's actually not Jenny, but it's one of her friends. They always have a little bit of a different screening. Sometimes just very subtle, but me as a not trained eyes, like in terms of like these Japanese dolls, I would probably not see, but here I can clearly see these are both Jennies. So I haven't really found out who she is. I mean, the closest I could find was that there was a line of Jenny dolls with very, like, I don't know, like European, old European, like French ball gowns, like, you know, from like a little bit Rococo inspired, and all of that. I think they were even called something with Europe, European classic Jennies. Maybe it's one of those, because there were a lot of them. They had this exact face screening. They had like big earrings and all. They often had this crimped hair and these bangs with all sorts of different, you know, long ball gown style dresses. They were reminiscent of different, you know, they call it European classic dresses. But I cannot say if this is really one of those. And those were released throughout the 90s and the 2000s, I think. So I can't really tell from when this is. But I would guess she is a little newer than this other girl, because she has already the straight bangs just, and yeah, but that's all I know. I think she's probably from the 2000s, or maybe like 2010s even. I don't know. I would guess she's from the 2000s, because most of the stuff that was in the store was from the 2000s, same as this guy and his fashion pack. So let's put Jenny somewhere here. I mean, I've also not dressed him, and I will not, I don't know, because I don't think that I will keep him, because I saw him, was like, oh, that's interesting, is a male doll. I'm not necessarily a big collector of male dolls, and I mean, I have a bunch of Kens and all, and I like them, but I don't know. But I was thinking, okay, it's something interesting. I want to show it on the channel. I want to have it. I want to try around with it. How does the hair feel and all of that? Because he has rooted hair. It's not like Ken from that era with, you know. Well, Ken in the 2000s also had rooted hair already. But then I thought, like, I might like give this to my friend Andy. I think he would appreciate it. He's more a collector of, I mean, he collects lots of stuff, vintage toys, from ponies to He-Man and all of that, and dolls. But in terms of dolls, he's really interested in male dolls. And that's an interesting male doll. So Andy, if you want him, I would totally give him to you. Maybe we can just put him into our next, you know, trade box or something. I would also keep him if you don't want him, but I think he's interesting, and I think he would fit very well into your collection. So, and as I said, I picked him up, had no idea what he specifically was, but he is definitely Licca-chan's dad, called Pierre, so Papa, Licca-chan's Papa, who is supposed to be a musician from France. That's why he's called Pierre, doesn't have a Japanese name. His hair is really nice, really soft, very nice haircut. And I think this is the dad's face of one of the newer generations, so it's not first, not second, third, also not probably from the fourth generation, which is the longest running one. So in the fourth generation started, I think, in, I don't know, in the 90s at one point or so. And they have still the same face molds for Licca and all of them since then. So we're still, I think, in the fourth generation with Licca-chan. And then when you look at this outfit here, this is clearly him. It's the same face mold, the same face screening. And this one is from 2005. So I guess he is probably also from around that time. Hard Hills. I don't know if that is necessarily this specific like line, or this, or if always like the family members of Licca-chan are called like have the Hard Hills branding. I don't know. But he is called Papa Pierre. And here at the back, it's super interesting. You see her whole family. So here you see Licca, the 11-year-old, you know, girl. These are Miki and Maki, the little twins. And then here are triplets. So I think the little girl that I also picked up at Toys R Us is one of those probably. I don't know what these are called. Here's Licca-chan's mama from the newest generation. So she had different faces before, but this is the fourth generation mama face, and this is the Papa face. And this is definitely the doll we have there. So this is still sealed, has never been taken out. It's not necessarily a super interesting outfit. It's a polo shirt, trousers, and I mean brown shoes. But it's an okay outfit, and it would definitely fit him, because he is definitely differently built than any like Ken dolls that we have here. His head also just goes left to right, and he has the same like arms and like legs than Licca-chan and also Jenny. So they can bend, but not necessarily super well, because it always looks a little weird. So a little bit like, you know, I don't know, a sausage or something. He's very loose, so he was definitely played with, I guess. But I mean, that's fine. He still looks super clean and all. So I would also keep him, because there's one reason why why Sun, like in one of the like on actually the last day, I did a little bit more of toy hunting, and I found something which made me then think, maybe I should just keep him. But no, I actually bought him in you know, with thinking of my friend Andy, because I was thinking he would probably appreciate it. That's an interesting boy doll. Okay. Yes, I picked up a little bit more at the store, because as I said, they had loose shoes, and like Licca-chan and Jenny have differently arched like feet than Barbie, so they have not very arched. They have just a little, like they're not completely flat, but also not completely for high heels. So I guess I pick up a couple of shoes that probably fit either Licca-chan or Jenny. Just a couple of different molds and colors here. They didn't have too many different ones. It looked like a huge box of shoes, but mostly they were all the same. I didn't pick the brown ones because I found them a little lame. So I have these. And I picked out one of these super cute self-made like fashion pieces. So this is something that you could probably also pick up on, you know, similar things on Etsy or so, when people are doing their own Barbie fashions. But this is, I think, either Licca or Jenny size. I haven't tried it. I hope it's Jenny size, but honestly, Licca and Jenny size. Whoops, in the upper part is not too different. Maybe you can still fit it on. And I'm technically more into, you know, branded fashions, Barbie fashions and all. And these self-made fashions are like very cool, but I don't know, but this, I needed to pick up one of them. They were all so good. I mean, they're also not super cheap, which is, of course, yeah, they're not cheap, they're self-made. They're handmade. And it also says here, oh no, I don't know, it says, somewhere it said handmade with love, but then it has a thank you sticker. Thank you for supporting, it just says. But these are self-made pieces. So we have this beautiful dress, this beautiful floral dress. We have a beret. We have a little clutch bag, and we have 2 pairs of earrings. So this was the most interesting one to me, because it's a full set. Most of the other ones were about the same price and just had one dress. Maybe the dress was a little bit more intricate or something, but this was one of the only sets where I found they have accessories. So that's why I chose this, although I also found some others were really cute, especially with the patterns of the fabric. Let's have a look. So presentation, really cute. And then, yeah, it's a really well-made dress. Velcro in the back, similar to all the other Licca-chan dresses that I've seen. I think it's more Licca-chan size, so it will probably rather fit one of my skippers. But look how detailed. So really cute floral floral print with a like beige background, or more like light pink background. Then we have 2 types of lace. A broader, a wider pink, light pink lace at the bottom, and then a white lace at the collar here. Goes to the back. Also everything's also front and back, and then you have these cute big ribbons. And then attached here is a little chain of like beads and a little like sparkly diamond style, you know, bead in the middle. Super, super cute, and very, you know, the silhouette is very, you know, sweet Lolita, although this is more classic Lolita, I would say. Then we have this beret, which also has the same material, but also has white sides, and then these cute roses attached to it on the side. I love berets. I love headwear on dolls especially, but also on me. And we have these 2 types of earrings. Okay. Rosy, like beads and see-through beads. Very cute. I think this little clutch is maybe, the color is maybe not exactly the best for it, because it's a little more purple than the rest of the dress, but the dress also has purple in it, so it definitely also goes well with it. It even has a tiny little string. And I was like, when I saw that there was this whole set, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this, because I had so many others in my hand already. But yeah, I needed to at least get one of them, because then I also found an original fashion pack a Jenny fashion pack from, I think it also had a date. Yeah, from 2003. So most of the stuff in the store was like 2000s Jenny mostly. I mean, this is might more be Licca-chan, but a lot of the dolls in the bin I think were Jenny's. And yeah, this was just 1000 yen. You can still see the price tag here, which is less than 10 euro for a, can I get this off? Yeah, I think so. But I will not keep this in the box, definitely. I will take it out because here this is already like, you know, that doesn't look super good. It's a little not as clear anymore, the plastic there, and a little yellowed. But I think this outfit is really cute and I want to put it on this doll with the crimped hair. I think she will look super good in it. It looks really like an early 2000s outfit. Denim pants, long denim pants that are, I think, flared with a little, you know, like rosy, I don't know, whatever, like a skirt over pants situation, with a little crop top with some beads on it. I'm not sure if it comes with shoes. I haven't seen that, but they're probably just fallen down because there's stuff in there. And it even comes with this cute, I don't know, makeup compound or something. Here at the back you can see the other fashions of this line. This is definitely the one that I like the most. I don't really like this too much. This might have, can you not focus on this? This might also look cute, but there's a little bit too much sequins for me, for my taste, and I don't know, I don't like this at all. It looks like Statue of Liberty or something. I mean, which might be inspired by it because there's lots of American, like you know, American flag colors and all of that. But I don't know, here it seems like there's a little powder puff in there or something. I will see when I unbox it. I will not unbox it in this video. But here you can see Jenny from the Shiny Brilliant Jenny line, apparently. Yeah, so this will clearly fit best the Jenny dolls. It's probably too small for Barbie. And I mean, it's very early 2000s. Sparkly, like all of this. I will totally keep this box. I will just take this out of the box probably and dress my Jenny in it. Street, so this is one of the street, I think it says here. Yeah. There were two celebrity outfits and these are the streetwear fashions. The streetwear fashions I like more. So this was super good. Jenny, shiny, brilliant Jenny outfit for 1000 yen. Very good find. I think the only boxed fashion piece in the store, and I picked it up. And these people were super nice. It was an older couple, I had the feeling. One of them was also working on something. Maybe she does she makes the outfits and he runs the store or something. I don't know. They were really cute and they had such good prices because as I said, these dolls were like 600 yen, 1000 yen with an outfit, the outfit for 1000 yen. And I mean, even this handmade outfit was also just 1200 yen, which is 9 euro or something like that. So definitely not expensive. I mean, very, very like one of the least expensive stores that I've been to. So I wish I would have found the store like earlier, maybe even before I picked up the other like Licca and Jenny. Although I'm also very happy about this 80s Jenny and this full outfit with the Jenny, Licca. But maybe I would have like spent a little more time in there because that was actually the time when I wanted to get back to my friends and I was like, oh shoot, now I find another store because oh my goodness, there were so many stores. Let me tell you, I found a couple of things in specific stores, like some more Japanese stuff like this, where I was like, oh, I might get this, but let me get to some other stores first. Let me tell you, I never found the other store again. There's so many like levels in this building and so many stores all across the building that whenever you are there and then you and it's not just you walk around, you walk around and it's more like an 8. I was totally confused in some of the stores. I didn't even find any more. So I would have maybe picked up even a little more, but as I couldn't find the stores anymore, and then I suddenly found this store with the dolls. So yeah. Okay, it doesn't look like super interesting here, the haul, because lots of naked dolls, but I was really happy with the pickups. I was expecting to find more like vintage girly 80s US toys, like the My Little Ponies and stuff, which I was guessing I would find at Nakano, which I would find at Mandarake plastic, which I didn't, but instead I found lots of other cool stuff. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget you can give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and yeah, if you're new to the channel and you're interested in all of that, then maybe you want to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos anymore. So thank you so much for watching. See you real soon, and may the toys be with you. Bye!